guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jada Nicole and welcome to my channel. So today in this video we're going to be talking all things credit score. I do feel like there's a lack of credit score knowledge that is taught in schools like high school and college. They don't really teach you the ins and outs of having a good credit score, and I just want to share some tips with you guys on how to get a good credit score. My credit score currently is a 768. I'm currently 23. I do have student loans. I do have credit card debt. I don't really consider it debt because I'm paying it off, but I do have balances on my credit cards. My credit limit, one card is $10,000, one card is $12,000, and my other card is $2,700. Ooh, $27,000 is a lot of money. So I just wanted to let you know how I got here. I opened my first credit card when I was 19 years old, I believe, and then I literally maxed that card out for like the longest amount of time. I like probably finished paying it off like last year. Yeah, I really did a damage on that, but I used to always pay my bills, and I would, you know, when you're in college, you know, you need the money, so I used to just swipe it. I did a lot of big purchases on it, so it took me a while to pay that one off. But as you can see now, my credit score is a 768, so you can recover and get a credit score. So let's just jump into tips and tricks on how to improve your credit score. So one tip that I will give you, if you already do have a credit card, I will tell you to try to increase your limit. So by increasing your limit, it minimizes your credit utilization, which is a important factor in your credit score. So your credit utilization is supposed to be less than 30%. So anything above 30% or at 30% is gonna impact your credit score. So you want to make sure you have less than 30%. So say if you are paying your credit card but you're not seeing a difference, you might just want to try to increase your credit limit, and by doing that your credit score should go up. That goes like hand in hand. Another thing that I would recommend is if you have family members that are, if you do have family members that are like if you're young enough, and I think this will only work if you're younger. I don't necessarily think my mom would do this now, but you can become an authorized user on their card, and as long as their credit score is good, that will give you credit and it will build your credit as well. And a lot of people don't do that, and I think this is a great thing to utilize like when kids are in high school. Like, so if you have children or when your children are older, you might want to do this because it does benefit them in the long run. So like, I know that a lot of like privileged families do this with their kids. They'll make them authorized users, and then by the time of 18 they have 750 credit score, but it's like they didn't put in the work. It was like their parents had a 750 credit score, so then by making them an authorized user, they had a 750 credit score as well. So it's just something to keep in mind when you do have kids, or if you are young enough to talk about your parents with, because I think that's so cool and like so neat that, you know, you can help your children raise their credit score or get a good credit score. So that's something to be mindful of. Another tip you can use is to keep your cards open even if you don't use it. So I have 3 credit cards. 2 out of 3 credit cards I use frequently, and the other one I don't really use. So my balance for almost like half the year or even longer is $0, but it's better not to close it because closing credit cards can impact your credit score tremendously. So that's why I've never closed any credit cards, because I'm scared of the impact that it's going to have on my credit score. Even though my credit score is a 768, I still think that's going to really, you know, I think it would decrease tremendously. I don't want that to happen, so I just still keep it. I use it from time and again, like I'll get gas on it, I'll get like food here and there, but I just don't really use it, and for that reason I just keep it just in case, you know, God forbid I max out 2 of my credit cards, which would never happen, but I have that one as a backup. But closing credit cards can really hurt your credit score, so just be mindful of that. Even if you don't use it, keep it in a safe space, in a safe spot, like in a safe or in your room, and you know, just don't close it, because we don't need any negative marks on our credit score, trust me. Another thing is that you need to pay more than once during your billing cycle. That is extremely important. So I think one of my credit cards I pay every week. So I pay like $50 every week, which is really nothing if you really think about it. And then my other one I pay every 2 weeks, which is $100 every 2 weeks. It adds up to the same amount. But yeah, so that's what I do with my credit cards. It looks great on your credit score that you're constantly paying your credit card bills and stuff like that. So you must pay twice during the billing cycle, and that also helps you pay more than the minimum balance. So if your minimum balance is like $30, even if it's $100, if you're paying $50 a week, that's $200. You're still paying more than the minimum balance, which will help your credit score increase. That's what we want. We want a high credit score so we can, you know, get, I don't know, whatever we want. Basically, credit score in the United States of America matters more than cash, which is sad but true. So make sure you guys, we working on this credit score together, okay? I want to be at 800 soon, but we know we ain't there yet, but we close, y'all. So another thing is that you can actually put your utility bills and your phone bill on your credit score. So there's a new product that will allow consumers to link their bank account to their credit report, so that they can your credit report can track when you pay your utilities and your phone bill. And if you pay those consecutively, that can also help increase your credit score. And these are for the people who don't really have a lot of credit, like they only have one credit card, their limit's $500. This is something that can also help boost your credit score. So you might want to look into that, because I know a lot of people have done it and their credit score increased like by 30 points just by adding your phone bill or just by adding your utilities. That is insane. So you might want to check that out, because I think that's amazing. I don't pay any utilities or pay for my phone bill, so I don't really have that option. But if I was paying any of that, I would definitely use it, because it is literally like the best thing ever, because it's like another way for you to increase your credit score. Like, and a lot of people don't know about that, so it's definitely important to utilize. Another thing is that you can actually dispute any discrepancies on your credit report. So just taking a look at your credit report and updating them about information and stuff that may be wrong can also impact your credit, because sometimes there may be negative remarks on your credit report that necessarily was not you. So you just need to you know, just keep an eye on it and make sure that everything on your credit report is actually things that pertain to you and aren't just things that are just there. So just always look over your credit report to make sure that it's accurate, because it's your credit score and like it needs to be accurate, duh. Things that people tell me about credit scores is that you should leave a balance on your credit card, and that will definitely help. By carrying over balances, it shows that you can actually pay something off. That's not necessarily true. So if your balance is low enough, you can pay your whole credit card off at the end of each billing cycle, because it can also help raise your credit score. And I feel like that's a lot of misinformation in this like credit score market, because people do think that they have to carry a balance month to month. No, you can actually pay off your whole credit card and still have a good credit score and have your credit card be a positive factor for your credit score. So you don't have to carry that balance. And I think that's there is a lot of misconception in the credit score market. And that's one of them. Another thing is like I did say, I do have student loans. Like I do have a lot of student loans, and as long as you pay your student loans when they're due or when you're supposed to pay them, they don't impact your credit score at all. I've been out of school. I was out of school for a year, and while I was out of school I had to pay for my student loans, so I was paying them, and it never impacted my credit score. I never saw a dramatic decrease in my credit score, because the loans actually were like active and I was actively paying them, and like, but that never really impacted my credit score. And I feel like a lot of people do think that. But as long as you pay your credit card bills, your loans, your car note, as long as you pay for what you purchased or bought or utilized, as long as you pay for it, it's not going to impact your credit score. But when you stop paying for it, that's when it impacts your credit score. So as long as you stay on top of it, like most of my credit cards are on auto pay. When I was paying my student loans, they were on auto pay, because there's a lot of things going on in the world, and if you forget to pay your credit card or your student loans, that will impact your credit score so much. And it's literally so crazy. One mistake can really have like detrimental effects on your credit score. So you need to really be mindful about when they're due and how much you're supposed to pay and stuff like that, because you want to have a good credit score. Without a good credit score, you can't get a good personal loan, you can't get a good car note. Like when I got my car, I financed it, but I got a loan and I paid 3% interest on my loan. When my sister got her car, she had terrible credit and she was paying 25% interest on her car. Like that's literally, that's crazy. Like I didn't even know that interest could go that high when she told me about that, and I was just literally shook that she was paying 25%. I paid 3% interest on my car. 3%. Like that's literally, this is why you want a good credit score. Would you rather pay 3% on a car note or interest, 3% on interest, or 25% on interest? I personally am gonna go with the 3%. So you can't get a good car note, you can't, and that's why a lot of people can't get houses and homeowners mortgages and stuff like that, is because they don't really have good credit. And that's why a lot of people can't get high balances, because you don't have good credit. So a lot of people who, and I'd be shocked that people like around my age or older than me, they don't have as much credit, like what do you call that, credit, like my credit limit is really high for my age, really high. And people will be so shook. Even my sister, she'd be like, oh my gosh, really, you have all that? I'm like, yes I do, because I worked at my credit score and I wanted to be good at it. So once you research it and like you know the ins and outs, and as long as you pay your bills, you literally will have a good credit score. So like just be mindful of what you purchase. I do purchase a lot on my credit card. I don't really mind it, and my credit score has been impacted from having high utilization, but as long as you pay it off. So I remember my mom put like our villa from Mexico, which was like $8,000, on my credit card. So my credit card was my limit was 12,000, so I only had an extra 4. So when my credit like dropped like 60 points, like 50 points, but then once I paid it off, or like she gave me the money to pay it off, it went right back up. So as long as you pay, it will literally respond to you making your payments. It may take a while, but it will definitely reflect you making payments. So just be patient, be persistent, and just keep paying your bills. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the description box below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.